two veteran brothers in. Our entire organization is about 6 buildings at this time, also an office included in that. Our mission is to outreach to these people, to empower them to get back to work and get back into a family situation if that's what they need to be in. We partner with churches and we partner with the community to provide a Christian-based program to feed, clothe, shelter, and provide essential services. We work very well with our community. We do our very best not to apply for different grants. We've tried to become very self-sufficient in our organization. Now, before COVID, I'm going to give you some numbers that we were dealing with and producing during the week. So, for an example, luncheon served at the Core Center in 2019 from January through December was 17,000 meals. Now, the Core Center is our office, but it's also our outreach center. We have clothing there. We provide bus passes, which the county provides to us. We also have social workers. We have caseworkers and several volunteers. They can come to us for clothing. They can come to us for food stamps assistance. They use my building address as their mail. So in 2019, we gave out approximately 10,000 pieces of mail. Where else are they going to get their mail if they're in the woods and, transient? Clothing distributed, we did well over, 1,674 the first half of the year and another 1,623 pieces of clothing. So we provide a huge service up in Hudson, including, like I said, the food stamp applications, DMV letters, clothing, mail, bus passes, miscellaneous, and of course now we're working with the county to provide leads for them for their housing. Again, we accept men and women. They have to be adults. We outsource all our medical. Most of it goes through Baycare. We have a very good relationship with Baycare. For our people to get extra counseling and perhaps some financial assistance. I would say at this particular point with 54 people, I probably have 49 of them working at this particular time. So we are very successful in getting people jobs and try to get them back into some sort of normal life, if I can say that. We very much encourage family participation. We encourage people to come and meet with our people, to perhaps mentor them. I'm working with organizations right now in different churches for people that have retired and that have been in a career for many years, and they're now coming up to the World Center to share the thoughts about their career with our people, to see if we can inspire them to maybe do something different if they don't have a career in mind or they've never had a career. So, like I said, this is our 11th year, and having 4 shelters and 6 buildings in 11 years, we're quite proud of where we've come from because, like I said, we haven't relied on federal, state, or county money. We have accepted it in the past, but our desire is to be self-sufficient and to run the program on I'm going to say maintenance fees from our residents. It costs $45 a week to live there, and we provide everything. I mean, we provide clothing and food and counselors and caseworkers and meetings and AA meetings and anger management meetings and Celebrate Recovery. So we're full-fledged, and we just have such a tremendous success rate within our organization in the last 11 years that we're quite proud of it. And we're proud that the county supports us, and we're proud that our county, as far as the residents and churches, have come behind us and supported us.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much. Are there any questions from the commission?
I have a couple questions.
Okay.
Hey, Sue. First of all, the area that you service, is it just Hudson only, or is it the west side of Pasco County?
We actually service Hernando County, Pasco County, up at Pinellas, and let me explain how that goes. We're designated to really help the Hudson area, and we call our campus from Ridge Road to County Line Road, and that whole area in between. But we are getting people sent to us from other organizations, and other counties, unfortunately, have probably, it surprises me that they don't have this at Pasco County, but I'm getting all the time from Pinellas, Hillsborough, Fort Myers, their people up to Hudson because all their shelters are full. So we started out being a Pasco County, but we'll consider anyone and anyone that we can interview that will. So mostly Pasco. I mean, it is mostly Pasco, but we do have that outer.
And do you accept women, or is it men and women, or just men?
Adult women over 18. Mm-hmm. I have got a dorm right now that is built for 20 women, and the other side 20 men. If hindsight's 2020, I should have made the men's dorm bigger and the women's dorm smaller. But we're currently looking right now for a women's dorm, which is absolutely necessary for us because I've never filled the women's dorm to capacity. I got close, but it's never been to capacity. And meanwhile, I'm turning men away. So my goal, open a women's shelter just as soon as I can do that and find the ways to do that. So I can then have that entire dorm building totally one.
That's interesting.
I had one follow-up question. That's actually a really good point. Is it possible that the women's shelter is not full because the women that need care and housing have children and we don't have access for children?
That's one of the reasons, is that we have to turn away anyone with children. We just don't have the program nor the building. Like that I said, one situation, so it's not like they have private rooms or anything like that. So right. Yeah, that is the truth, and we find that a lot of times going to a shelter is the last resort for the woman because she'll couch surf with family and friends before getting to that point.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Sue. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Any other questions from the floor before we move on?
Looks like Rhonda's got a question.
Rhonda, thank you. Dr. Waddell?
If you have had, and I'm not sure, I'm a social worker here at St. Leo University.
Oh, yes.
Do you have interns from St. Leo?
We don't. One of your interns be my caseworker, but we do get interns from St. Leo's as well as Pasco Hernando State College. Are constantly providing us with interns, and yes, successfully hired one of your interns.
Awesome. Yay.
Right now.
Perfect. I got one more quick question. Do you have problems with people not being able to enter the shelter because they have pets?
Yes. Yes. That's
okay.
We cannot accept pets in the shelter.
Okay.
Because it's a dorm situation and there's allergies, it's not a
okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, we are all the more wiser, and we appreciate your time and education. And I've personally and professionally through Premier have enjoyed working with the Rope Center for many years, and so I'm glad we were able to broaden the base of understanding on our commission. Okay, so Mr. Sam Hines, I did not see him earlier. Mr. Sam Hines, are you with us?
Yes, I am on the line. Can you hear me okay?
There you are. Okay, your voice. Okay, there we go.
Thank you very much.
We have you as a guest speaker, and we can open the floor for you to share a few words if you would like to begin.
Okay, thank you very much. I am only going to take about 20 or 30 seconds.
Okay.
My name is Sam Hines, and as she said, I am the chair of the board of the Women's Business Development Council of Florida. And thank you so much for inviting us onto your meeting today, because after talking with a few people in Pasco County, I'm a new resident of Pasco County. After talking with a few people, I am positive that there are some synergies between what you guys are doing and the Women Business Development Council of Florida. And given that, let me introduce Nancy Allen, who is our president and CEO, and to allow her to tell you a little bit about the organization. I'll also introduce our regional executive here in the Tampa Bay area. Okay, Nancy, you there?
I am.
Okay.
All right, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you. As Sam said, we so appreciate the opportunity to speak with you and tell you a little bit about what we do and our passion for helping women in business. So we are the Women's Business Enterprise Council of Florida. We're the Florida affiliate of a national organization called the Women's Business Enterprise National Council. And our mission is to help develop women in business and to help them access financial freedom and independence through business ownership. Through our affiliation with WeBank, the Women's Business Enterprise National Council, we provide certification for women-owned businesses to prove that they own, operate, manage, and independently control 51% or more of their companies. As a result of this certification, they're able to bid on national and federal contracts. We also provide business development opportunities through training. We do a weekly event now as a result of the pandemic on Zoom, and it's live streamed on Facebook as well. And it's called the WeBank Wednesday Window. And we do three things over the course of the Wednesdays of every month. One is we provide training. So this Wednesday, for example, one of our regional coordinators is going to be doing a training on Facebook, some Facebook tips for our members and for the public at large, information on how to use Facebook to promote your business. We recently had Terry Daniel of USF as our coffee with the corporate, where she provided our members with information on how to register with USF as a diverse vendor. She talked about opportunities. She gave some examples of some great strategies that small businesses have used to gain access to opportunities at USF. And then we also, as part of these Wednesday meetings, have something called Winning Strategies with the WBE. So WBE stands for Women Business Enterprise, and that's what you are called once you're certified. And we recently had Dr. Jackie Darna, who shared some strategies as how she has grown her business incredibly. She's pivoted as a result of the pandemic. So she shared her story. It was very inspiring and also gave lots of tips and information to our members. We are a clearinghouse of sorts because we have incredible partner organizations. So we can help a business owner from soup to nuts. Someone who is just starting out, we can help her with some information and connect her to the SBDC, the Small Business Development Centers, or the SBA to get some information on how to start her business. Once the business has been established, and if she's interested in certification, we provide that assistance as well. And we work very closely with our partner organizations, such as NABO, Working Women of Tampa Bay, the SBDC, as I mentioned, and the SBA. And in this area, we work closely as well with Moffitt Cancer Center and with USF, as I mentioned. So we are really happy and honored to let you know about who we are and what we do. It's all about business development, and it's all about assisting with women-owned businesses to access corporate and federal contract. I'm sure you all know the statistics as well as I do that, women are the engine of growth in our communities. They're opening up businesses at twice the rate of men. And our mission and our passion is to help these women access economic opportunities so that they can in turn affect their families and our communities. And I'm happy to take any questions if you have any questions.
Excellent.
Well, one question that I have, and I know that we've had some emails over the past couple of months regarding how we can develop a list or a directory of majority owned businesses by women. And so I understand that there is somewhat of a list that exists on a statewide level, and that your organization may be able to assist us with that. Do they have to be certified to be listed with you all?
Yes, they have to be certified and go through the process of certification. And we're happy to connect you with some of our business owners. They are very interested in helping out and in mentoring in many instances.
Excellent.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
I'm Jean Nappy.
Hello.
Hello. I was certified for years and I let it lapse as a women-owned business. And is there a quick way to get reinstated other than going back through the whole process again? Because literally I have like a whole binder of things that you have to do to get certified. So is there a quick way to just get reinstated from past information?
It depends on how long you've let your certification lapse. If it's been more than 6 months, unfortunately, you have to start the process all over again. But the good news, I heard you have a binder. And so the information probably that we're asking now that we asked whenever it was you originally got certified, it's probably the same information. And you probably just need to update your financials and, any information regarding your ownership and management. Joanna Sanchez, who's on the call with us, is the regional coordinator for the Tampa Bay area. And Joanna will be able to walk you through the process really quickly. And we would love to have you back on board. So welcome back.
Well, it's been on my mind and I've let it lapse for it's over a year. It's like maybe 2 years. But I'd love to get hooked up with Johanna. Got 2 Johannas in here today. That's unusual. So if you could provide a phone number or some contact information, that'd be great.
Yeah, Joanna, you want to go ahead and give your email address? We can't hear you. Take yourself off mute. There you go.
Okay. Hi, everybody. So my name is Joanna Sanchez, and so I am the coordinator for the Tampa Bay area. And my email address is JHANNA Sanchez at WBECFlorida.org. And we have a website, www.wbecflorida.org. And you can also see other regional coordinators on there. So you can also find our email address there. And my goal is to connect with the women business owners in our area and let them know about our organization and what we do. We are, I like to say, kind of like a sorority of women business owners. We're here to lift each other up and be a support for one another. And so feel free to email me with any questions that you have about certification or anything else.
Thank you. And Jean, your question actually brought up a question that I have. How many business owners do we think we have out there that may not be certified or may not be knowledgeable of certification? And is there a campaign or any type of engagement that the WB is doing to better connect those people that just may not know or may have let their certification lapse?
Yeah, so I think there are probably thousands and thousands of women who could greatly benefit from certification. And we do work closely with our partner organizations to spread the news. An organization like this one, however, can go far and wide in spreading the news. So if you have a newsletter, or I'd be happy to do workshops for you or be a guest columnist and talk about, our incredible members. In the Tampa Bay area, we have almost 200 women who have been certified. Regionally, in the Florida region, we are close to 800. And nationally, there are 18,000 women certified. But yes, that just, it's just a drop in the ocean compared to the number of women who either don't know about us, or, the application process can seem a bit daunting, because as was mentioned before, it's, a binder full of information that you're providing to us. And the reason that we ask for so much information is because the corporations who count on us to present them with bona fide women-owned businesses really want to make sure that the women that they're going to be offering these very lucrative contracts to really do own, operate, manage, and independently control 51%, a majority of their business. So we like to say that once we get you certified, that's when the fun begins, because that's when we're able to help you to access contracts, either as prime contractors or as second tier, sometimes third tier contracting opportunities can be very lucrative as well.
And Nancy, of those 200 in the Tampa Bay area, do you have an estimate of how many are in Pasco?
Joanna, do you know that?
I need to
follow up.
Yeah, we
can definitely follow up, and we can follow up not only on the number, but we can also follow up on their economic impact, because we track revenues as well as employee counts. So we'll be happy to get that information for you.
Yeah, and the industry too.
As well, yes, as well as their industry. Thanks.
That's great. That would be wonderful. That would be a great place for us to start. And so as we get into some of our further discussion in the meeting, I really want to have some good discussion around how we're going to move forward with that project. Okay. Well, thank you. Did you have anything else that you wanted to share before we move on from our guest speakers? You were the last one, you and Nancy.
I think we just want to say thank you again, and we look forward to working with all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Excellent.
Great. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Hines. Okay, so item number 8, old business updates, the resolution in honor of Women's History Month and Women's Suffrage Centennial. And I know that the display is over at the Pioneer Museum. Has anybody had a chance to visit or walk through it yet? I'm looking forward to it. It's there through November, correct, Jean?
Yes.
Excellent. And so the question right now is, do we table until the resolution can be read during board meetings, or add to the next available board meeting agenda for approval so it's done before the centennial year ends? So my question to the staff is, at this time, do we anticipate, I know it's October, so basically we're kind of on a tight wire. Is there any possible way to do that before the end of the year in person?
It doesn't sound like they're having any board meetings in person.
Okay.
But I'll make sure to ask that question.
Okay.
On the administration.
Okay. So if the answer is no, we just want to make sure that we understand our contingency plan. Is that, at this point, it would be added to the agenda, but we would not be able to present it. Okay. I think that's our preference, since this is the centennial year. Does anybody oppose that? Any of our virtual participants? Anybody oppose that? Okay.
The idea is that at least if we have it processed or presented, even though we won't be able to do it in person, we'll be able to mail those out to whoever is mentioned in the resolution.
Correct.
So they have something for the centennial.
Excellent. Okay. Well, thank you. So item B under section 8 is activities for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. One of the, while I was recovering from surgery, I had the pleasure of poking around and seeing what other commissions are doing around the state. Is someone speaking?
believe that's Commissioner Starkey. I just saw an email come through that she's on the line.
Hi, Commissioner Starkey, is that you? Oh, okay, yes.
This is.
Would you like to say something to the commission?
Yeah, great.
Okay. You're going in and out.
Meeting today, by the way. I just wanted you to know that you can.
She's trying to let you know that you can come into the boardroom and read the resolution.
And read that if you'd like.
Okay.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we'll work with Johanna on a date in the next, 2.5 months that we have remaining. Thank you. We really are excited about that. Thank you.
You can. Here.
We can't hear you clearly. Okay. So breast cancer fundraising activities or breast cancer awareness month activities. I know that we're a little late for this year, but I really would like the commission to have a team, and that would allow us to have tentacles into our own networks and be able to support breast cancer awareness with American. Is that Commissioner Starkey?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can somebody interpret what she's saying? Whoever did before. Commissioner Starkey, we cannot hear you.
Can you tell her to sign off and sign back on? Sometimes.
The suggestion was that you disconnect and reconnect for possibly a better connection.
And Kelly Peters had just emailed saying she's on the call as an attendee.
Excellent. I will mark her as virtual.
Cheryl, we received an email regarding Seasons Hospice. They're looking for volunteers. My understanding was that their executive director would be attending the meeting, and she was going to talk about the volunteers that they're looking for. Mm-hmm. But since she is not in the meeting, I figured I'd mention it. She sent me a flyer via email.
Yeah, all she wanted to say was that you could do that in the board meeting.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so Johanna, the volunteer opportunities with hospice?
Yes, it's Seasons Hospice. They're looking for volunteers, and I can send out the email that she sent along with their flyer and contact information if anybody knows of any potential volunteers to help them out.
Great, thank you. So any other comments about breast cancer awareness activities? I know that we had the hospital speak to us last month, and the really important role for us really is to promote that we all get screened, and especially our loved ones, peers, coworkers, just continue to raise that level of awareness. The American Cancer Society is doing the virtual walk this year. Anyone can sign up. And typically it's held at the Wiregrass location, and then they do the Relay for Lives at various high schools. But this year they have gone virtual. So you can actually sign up and participate in your own neighborhood.
And I think that's something that we can put on our Facebook page along with, the Simpson Breast Health Center activities to, even though we're not actually doing an activity, we can help promote through our Facebook page.
And that is something that many commissions take part in. As we continue to narrow down our focus and really look at all the information that we gained through the presentations last year and part of end of 2018, we have so many needs and so many opportunities to move the needle forward on behalf of women in our community, and we just want to keep a laser-like focus on that. Okay, so fundraiser, luncheon, or breakfast, table until after the pandemic. However, the planning should commence, and so I don't know if there was any conversation or discussion at the last meeting, but I don't have the minutes right in front of me. Do we have any comments about the idea of a fundraiser, breakfast fundraiser? I think Jenny was kind of the lead on that. Jenny, have you joined us yet? I know I see the number 4, but I can't see who's there. Okay, all right. So we will have to put some muscle on that so that as the months come and go, since we only meet once a month, there's going to have to be some work group, discussion that occurs so that we're reporting back on progress. Badges are in. So Jenny, Summer, and Teresa, you can pick up your badges from Johanna. Just let her know. And the CSW article press release for the National Women's Small Business Month. Jean, was that?
It was in the Florida Women magazine.
Excellent.
Which I tried to go online yesterday and today to look at the online version, and I have not been able to log on. And I don't know if anybody has seen a hard copy of it. We sent over the article and the palm card and things like that, and they were going to arrange it. So I haven't actually seen how it came out. Okay. But I do know the Dade City Chamber of Commerce picked it up and did a full page article in the chamber newsletter for us.
Excellent.
So we got that. I did see that.
Great. So that actually is a nice tie-in, Jean, with the involvement in the Chambers of Commerce. And so there's WOW and WOW 2. And again, everybody is still virtual. And so I have not been able to connect since I was out for the last month and a half with the WOW, which I think everybody's meeting virtually, but typically WOW is kind of the Wesley Chapel, Lutz area, and then WOW 2 is more on the west side, Trinity, Newport Richey area. And so does anybody else have any updates on those? Do you currently attend?
This is Kelly, and I've still been attending those.
Excellent, Kelly. Thank you. Can you give us an update on what's happening?
Yeah, they typically have a speaker every month, and I've been attending those. There's not as many people online as there have been in person, but I think it's starting to pick up, and I think that once people realize we're not going back the rest of the year, the attendance starts to pick up. Also, the Working Women of Tampa Bay is still doing a lot of virtual online meetings, and we're actually going to get back to doing the one on the west side meeting in Trinity next month.
Excellent. Thank you. That's great news.
And do you know that the West Pasco Business Association is doing a breast cancer? They're still doing they normally do the bowling for boobs, and they're doing it online. And there's a big, if you go out to, and even on my Facebook page, you'll see on Facebook the two women that are huge supporters that are our spokespeople for that are Paula O'Neill and Melanie Wexler. So they have videos promoting that, and that might not be a bad idea to kind of get involved and at least share some of those videos on our page.
Okay. Well, I know Jean has really been boosting our Facebook page, getting us more likes and more followers. And so we will, I'll ask Jean to follow up on that so we can possibly share it. Do you know the date of the virtual event, Kelly?
I don't remember the date, but I can get back to you on that. I think that it's not a specific date. I think you have to the end of the month to put together your team and bowl at any time. And it's just, they are looking for sponsors and teams to bowl and that kind of thing.
Okay, great. Thank you.
If you have like a flyer, we could throw that on our Facebook page.
Yeah, I have a flyer that I'll get for you, so that I can get it put up on our Facebook page. And I'm trying to look and see. I was looking here to see if I had it right here. I don't have the date. I was actually even sponsoring on it. What I have doesn't really have the date right here, but I'll get the information.
Yeah, if you can email it to us. Yeah, if you can email it to us, we'll include it and then that way Jean will have it as well. So send it to Johanna and then she'll send it out.
Do you want editing rights to the Facebook page?
Sure, and then I can just put it there.
Okay.
Perfect, thank you.
Yep, even easier.
So back to speaking of Facebook, our palm card has been added in articles from the Lutz Laker News. There was one that Kelly Sin was highlighted, and then the Lutz Laker News did call me and had some questions about just, the women's suffrage movement and some of the activities that we've done over the past year. So I was able to speak to Kathy Steele. So we need a new group picture, by golly. I don't know how that's going to work out. It might be like a Brady Bunch picture, so we can get everybody's headshot and maybe create a collage. But keep that in mind the next time that we meet in person again. We do have 3 members that have been reappointed to the commission for a new 3-year term. And the names are listed there on your agenda. Myself, Cheryl Pollack, Kelly Sin, Lisa Richardson, and Rosario Torres has been reappointed for a 2-year term. Okay, so now on to some of the updates and new business. And the CSW palm card, we were working on getting that displayed at the Pioneer Museum, and I had emailed Jean and asked her if she would be able to follow through with that. Any luck?
You know what? I think I misunderstood that I was supposed to do that. I thought you said you were going to get up there and deliver that.
Yeah, I was on medical leave.
So that actually has not been done then, because I thought you were going to take care of that. But
sorry, that's okay. We still got a month and a half, so I can follow up.
Do you guys have the palm cards? I have some in my office, but I know I gave some to you guys. Do you guys still have those?
I do not have any right now.
They're probably in that, the kit and all from when we put the table up at PHSC. Remember when we did all that?
I don't have any. I had some, but I left them with whoever covered the table last time.
Okay.
Where did that go into storage?
Morgan has it here in the commissioner's office on the first floor.
So before we leave, we can possibly get some.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so I alluded to this earlier, and I would like to have some meaningful discussion and collectively come up with an option for next year's work program. As we discussed, there are hundreds of women-owned businesses, small business, right here in Pasco County, some that may not even be aware of the certification through the WB, and we want to make sure that we can do our part to educate and support them. So we have received a spreadsheet from Melanie Monson at the Zephyr Hills Chamber, and the County Purchasing Department also has access to BidNet Directory or BidNet Direct, which is, what is BidNet Direct?
They're vendors.
Okay.
It's a third party vendor that you have to subscribe to, which I'm a subscriber, to get any kind of bid information from the county.
And does it give you the breakdown of women business owners?
I was told by one of our departments that we could do a search.
Okay.
In that manner.
Because I do notice, and that was, and actually Nancy answered this question without me even asking it, is if a husband and wife is a business owner, is that still possible for the woman to actually be listed? And you answered that as long as they're 51% or more ownership. So I think that there are a lot of local businesses that are owned by husband and wife. And so we would just have to go a little bit further with that question and determine if they are 51% or more owners, have ownership. So any discussion on this? Because I feel like this isn't going to move unless we have some people willing to dig a little stake in the ground and work on this until we can get something together, because we've got a lot of moving parts right now. So what are your thoughts about the commission taking on creating this directory for Pasco County, working with some of the listed organizations that we've already discussed?
I think it's wonderful.
I mean, it'd be a great resource, you know, to have that available, but also for women to be able to get a list of resources for them other than the organization that spoke today, you know, other topics, other things, some kind of a collective clearinghouse for a go-to place for women, you know, and not only, you know, to be listed as a women-owned business, because not all women who, you know, would be searching us out or we would service are necessarily women-owned businesses. You know what I'm saying? Could be just women in general.
So I think the question is, if we were to put some energy behind this to create a Pasco directory that was coordinated and put together by our commission, what is the ultimate outcome? What do we want it to stand for, to be? Do we see this as a opportunity to get ads in it so that it can pay for itself, or what are your thoughts? I'm just trying to get a basic understanding of what we want to get out of this for the community.
Maybe to support more business, to draw more business to those women-owned businesses, so that way people are aware and they're going to them. They are the go-to within the community.
Yeah.
Additionally, I'm thinking that I'm starting to meet a lot of young women, especially in this environment. They're creating their own businesses.
Right.
So, you know, even listening to earlier on, I thought that was a great resource if we had some way to help mentor and shape their business to help them go on so they'll be successful. And I don't have to, you know, the business doesn't fall apart after a year because of something they didn't understand they're supposed to do. So I think, you know, in my opinion, it would be a good idea if we could do that.
Well, and actually, I mean, the support that the WE provides with Nancy and Joanna Sanchez, I mean, that's essentially what they would provide once they get that certification. So if we could be a catalyst, I guess is what I'm saying. I don't want to try to duplicate efforts and presume that we could provide any kind of professional support, but I think it's really being that catalyst to connect our local community business owners that are majority, or saying it backwards, but that they have 51% ownership in the business, and being able to help them get certified and connect with the resources on the state and national level, I think would be a really good, a good work plan for us in 2021. But it will take a subcommittee working on this together. And today we only have 7 people, currently 8 right now out of the 15 people that are participating. So do we have any volunteers that would like to take the lead in putting a small subcommittee together to work on this project? This is where we hear crickets. I think that keeping it on our agenda is a start.
You want to do it as a co-lead?
Okay, so that's great. The 2 newest members are saying that they will help.
Yeah, okay.
And I think, honestly, I mean, I think that everyone can contribute in some form, but we just need leadership to get the ball moving, and then we'll have, you know, subsequent updates at our monthly meetings. But let's go ahead and note in our minutes that Denise, Nicholas, and Liana Shula. Yes, I've got a lot of names going on here. Will take the lead in putting together a subcommittee. So we have 14 members, because one seat is vacant. And so you do have others that may be able to participate. And do we have the latest roster that has been sent out with the 2 newest members? Excellent. So you can look at the roster that Johanna sent out and try to recruit maybe 1 or 2 more people.
Cheryl, what is your expectation for this to be pulled together?
So if we create it as a 2021 work plan, I think our number one priority is to put a small committee together within 2020. So we only have 2 more meetings really for November and December. And being able to put a timeline together and some specific action steps of how we're going to get the word out, beyond the Facebook idea that we suggested. Are there other networks such as the WOW2 and the WOW group and all of the chambers really that we can tap into and be able to share that this is a project that we're working on for the greater good of our community? And I think that's a good first step. I welcome some feedback from Johanna Sanchez and Nancy Allen as we embark on this endeavor.
Yeah, so we're more than happy to help you. I would have volunteered to chair the committee, but I'm not on your commission. But I'm very, very happy to help. We can set some guidelines and some framework. And we're happy to share, our many years of working with women-owned businesses and what they like to see, the types of questions they have, and types of incidents. So I'm speaking for Joanna, but both of us are ready and able.
Well, we appreciate that. And even though you're currently not an appointed member, you are a consultant. And so we would love to consult with you both. So that's exciting. So I think that would be a tremendous resource for Denise and Liana.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Look forward to working together.
Great.
Yes.
So that will become a standing item on our agenda so that you're able to come back to report out. And then if you do create subcommittee meetings in the interim, then just let myself and Johanna know so that we would be able to add that to the listing. So the next bullet under this section, we had talked about starting a recognition program to spotlight women and girls in the community making a difference. I think this ties to item C in the previous section, which is the breakfast, luncheon, or fundraiser, luncheon, or breakfast. And so I think that we just have to circle back with that subcommittee. The pandemic definitely put the brakes on all planning, all things related to that project, but they tie together. And I think that for now, I just want to make sure that we're taking that bullet and putting it with item C under section 8.
Madam Chair, I'd be very happy to work on that as well.
Okay. So let the minutes show that Denise Nicholas would like to be on that subcommittee. And I believe, if my memory serves me correct, that Jenny was heading that up. Okay. So 2 more meetings in 2020. We do want to schedule our work program presentation to the board for 2021. Thank you again, Jean, for taking care of that in the time period that I was out on leave. But I know that you did a good job.
Did the best I could.
You did the best you could under
for the first time.
Exactly, but it was still much appreciated.
I'm a work in progress when it comes to that.
We appreciate it. And so, Johanna, we'll work with you on that, but I'd love to get that on the schedule, and that way we can work towards, preparing for it.
Okay. Would you want to do January, February, March board meeting?
I would say probably spring would be good. Okay. Just
Wasn't
to make
it March
sure.
that we were supposed to have done it this past time?
Right.
Why don't we keep it March?
Keep it March. Yeah, by that time we'll have a good solid footing on our action plan.
Okay. There's usually one in the east and one in the west in
Perfect.
1 month, so
okay,
I'll confirm the dates and add it to the next meeting agenda.
Excellent. As long as it's not during the week of Pasco County spring break.
Yeah, they usually try to avoid that week. So.
Yeah, that makes it really hard for those of us with little people still. So the rest of our 2020 CSW meetings were going to be at 2:30. However, I know, Johanna, you had sent an email about the room not being available for one of those days.
Right.
So let's have some discussion. I know November, it was not going to be available for 2:30. So I just want to make sure, are there any objections to us moving it to 11 for November 7th?
November 2nd?
No, or is it? I got my dates mixed up. November
2nd is
Sorry,
the first
November 2nd,
Monday.
yeah, because it's December
of the month.
December 7th. Yeah. Any objections to that from virtual members or those that are present with us today? Okay.
Where would it be held? Here?
Was that confirmed for Dade City or Newport Ritchie?
So December is the Dade City one.
Okay.
So we'll get to that next. So November meeting will be at 11 a.m.
Here.
Here, correct.
Yep, here.
And then we really have to try and get a quorum because now that I have to stand corrected. We weren't even supposed to approve the minutes, right? Because we don't have a local quorum,
That's
a present
right.
quorum. Okay, so we have to table that for the next meeting. I apologize. I knew it, but then I got carried away with the agenda and kept on rolling. My apologies. Okay, so at this point, okay, so December is the December meeting, and that is the first Monday in December. This boardroom is not available at 11 or 2:30, but the Dade City boardroom is available. And so my question to the group is, are there any objections, A, for having it in East Pasco, and then B, are we okay going back to 2:30? Are there any objections to having it at 2:30 at the East Pasco boardroom?
I prefer 2:30.
I know. It's kind of, you get a lot done in those 7.5 hours. So, okay, great. So it is confirmed that the November 2nd meeting will be at 11 here in Newport Ritchie at the West Pasco Government Center, and that the December 7th meeting will be back at the 2:30 p.m., which is our regular scheduled time at the East Pasco. What is the official name of that facility? It's the old court. I call it the historic courthouse.
The historic.
Okay. It's walking distance from my office in downtown, so I love going over there and sitting on the benches and taking in the breeze. Okay, so the next item is to confirm our 2021 meeting dates. I know that several of you have reached out over the last couple of months about, can we move the meeting? Can it be a different day of the week? Can it be a different time? And so this is really an open forum for us to get some feedback and determine how to move forward, and if we're able to commit to the same time, or if we need to do like a doodle poll and determine a new time and date for 2021.
I know I've been kind of making Mondays work, but it's really my busiest work day.
Oh, wow.
And for me to meet on Mondays, it's a struggle, but I've been trying to.
What would be your preferred date if we were going to take maybe a few options and do a
Tuesday,
vote?
Wednesday, or Thursday?
Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. In the morning or afternoon?
I'm okay with the afternoon.
Okay.
I mean, I would vote for that.
Kelly, and I cannot do Tuesdays for sure.
Okay.
And I just want to make a suggestion. So Tuesdays are usually board meeting days.
Yes.
And then Wednesdays, I run the Citizens Academy 2 times a year. So that would conflict.
So that knocks that out. So we're back to Thursday.
Thursday?
That was one of your options. How's Thursday? Any objections to a Thursday meeting? We're only talking once a month at 2:30 in the afternoon.
Maybe we could put out like a little survey.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get.
Can it be a different
folks that?
Can it be a different time on Thursday? Because I have a meeting every Thursday at 2:30.
Okay, so we'll put out a couple of times. We'll put the Monday at 2:30, and Thursday I'll have to defer to Johanna, determine based on space availability. Are we looking to go back to the library, or are we able to continue using the meeting space at the government centers and the courthouse?
So because other advisory board meetings are held in the boardrooms, I would have to check the calendar for the new year.
So I will work with Johanna on that pretty quickly so we can get a doodle out and be able to narrow down, and we'll just go with consensus.
Yeah, I know Dr. Richardson also said Mondays were a struggle for her.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
So what time did we say for Thursdays? Or
I think we just would put out a couple of times, maybe 9, 11.
Okay, 9, 11, or 2:30.
I'm kind of open, just not Mondays, anything but a Monday. I'd like to get back to my normal every Monday work schedule.
So the two date options are either Monday or Thursday.
Yes.
Okay.
So for days of the week, we're sticking to the two options, Monday or Thursday, based on all we discussed and what the non-negotiables are.
Okay.
And then as far as time, we can put out a couple of times for Monday and a couple of times for Thursday. I have made sacred, Monday sacred to make sure that this meeting is a priority, but I understand we all have different priorities in our professional lives. So I will do my best to accommodate the consensus.
Okay.
Is Friday not a consideration?
No.
I'm just confirming it.
No.
We have a lot of absences on Friday.
Yeah,
Okay.
more than we have now. Right now, we don't even have 50%. So no, we're not doing that. Thank you for the suggestion, though.
I'm questioning.
Okay, so just as we wrap up, I know we're running a little behind. It's 3:36, and I like to begin and end on time. So, creating an action plan and assign responsibilities for the 2021 work program. We discussed the small business directory, and then we discussed the fundraising luncheon or breakfast with an emphasis on recognizing a spotlight or recognition or spotlight women and girls in the community making a difference. So I'm really excited about both of those. I do think that we should have some participation for the American Cancer Society or any, it doesn't have to be ACS, but that's just the one that comes to mind to really get behind and build awareness for breast cancer awareness next year. And I'd like that to be a part of our work program so that we have a very focused activity that we are doing and we're helping to move that needle. And then possibly include planning of events. So that ties back to item C and bullet 2 under section 9. Okay, so I will open the floor for any comments or questions before we officially adjourn the meeting. Does anybody have anything to say? Any questions to ask?
Have we heard from Summer? Did she call in with an excused absence or anything?
No.
So that's probably somebody you might want to reach out to find out what's going on with.
Okay. I know that she was out of town.
I know she got married, but we haven't heard from her in like 3 to 6 months maybe.
Yeah.
And United Way has gone through a couple of changes, so they may want to consider who's going to be best to represent them. So I'll reach out to Summer as well as the president of United Way because she's representing United Way.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, because Summer was primarily serving as our secretary and Alicia was the backup, I do need a volunteer to serve as the backup. As a commission, we need to be self-sufficient and not overly dependent on the county staff. And so when Johanna has to help us with the minutes, it takes her away from other things that she could be working on. So I'm asking for one of you ladies to help with being that backup. And then
Backup for what?
To do the minutes.
Oh, I am not a good minute taker. I really fail at that.
Yeah, are we recording these?
Yes.
I just checked with the county attorney's office and they have to be written minutes.
No, I know, I understand, but if I volunteered, could I have that recording so I can write it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yes. And actually, Lisa Richardson has been jumping in the past couple of months, and she's, basically been doing them with the help of her assistant. So, and I would review them with you, and we'll kind of clean it up before it goes out. But if you're willing to serve as the backup, until I confirm with Summer what her status is, because right now she's still standing as the secretary, that may change. I'm not sure. Well, thank you, Liana. You are just on a roll today. You and Denise and Jean, I love it.
You see, I always get myself in trouble.
All this camaraderie.
I'll do the best I can.
So I will officially.
I would be very happy and honored as an actual survivor to head up American
Excellent. Oh, this is fabulous. Thank you, Denise. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm very passionate about that cause. Actually, just had a dear aunt go through surgery just 2 days ago for breast cancer. So put me on that committee for sure.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, everyone. We miss our virtual friends, but we love seeing your faces and hearing your voices. I will officially adjourn the meeting. It is now 3:40 with everyone. And so thank you again and have a wonderful rest of your Monday.
Bye, everybody. Bye. I've got another meeting on the other side.